Hello everyone, I'm Mike. Here's Bruno. Today is Monday. This video will probably be out Wednesday or Thursday. But today is Bruno's birthday. He is actually 10 years old today. So happy birthday, Bruno. And here we are on the second part of the video on the scrambler. Funny story. I said, are you going to cooperate? It said no. Said it was going to hold its breath till it popped. Well, as you can see, it popped. No, just kidding. After the last video, I got all the individual fasteners out of it. Kind of gave it a power washing. Got the bucket out so that we can actually work on things a little easier. I'll get you in the stand and I will show you what I've discovered and what we're going to probably be doing today. So hold on. Okay, so what I discovered was, now that we got this all ready to go, is to start on this key switch here. That position doesn't want to open. So maybe it's something to do with the circuit breaker thing. I'm not sure. There is a screw in the back of it, so you can probably get that apart. Another thing I discovered is once I did get it started, I figured, well, okay, I know the brakes don't work, but let's see about the steering. Well, steering don't work either. Almost took out 3 lawn ornaments and a shrub. And my wife saw that on the security cameras. Great. She goes, oh, I see you got it running. Hee hee hee. So the fluid that this takes that was recommended is like a MIL-8-5606. It's some sort of aviation grade fluid, hydraulic fluid for colder temperatures, which, yeah, okay. I looked that up. It's anywhere from $35 to $50 a gallon. So I'm going to try and think of maybe using like regular construction equipment, hydraulic fluid, and see what happens there. Plus, once I get the fluid into the system, which I don't know if this is an access port for the fluid. This tank goes to these 2 fittings on top of each ram on each side of the steering wheel there. If that's a fill, but there's no bleeders. There's no bleeder at the other end, and I don't know if these are the bleeders up here and it recirculates. I don't know. I haven't been able to find much. I put that into Google and all I got was boating. So maybe it's similar. I'm not sure. Have to do some research. I've been trying to find an actual book on these things. Search hasn't been really all that effective. There is a PDF file that I could download, so maybe that will help me. But let's see about getting that key switch taken apart and figured out, and replacing that one battery terminal on the positive side. And then see if she'll start off the key. If not, it looks like I just jumped the solenoid to get it running. But the engine does run. Runs pretty smooth. So without any further ado, let's get some tape, mark our lines, and see about getting that switch apart. So that is the agenda for today. Okay, I got the battery disconnected. I got all my leads marked and taped. Save you the trouble of having to suffer through that. Some of these leads just are pretty, I would say, inadequate. I mean, this thing sits outside, so, you know, the humidity, moisture, all that stuff. Probably, oh boy, man, that one's in there pretty good. Oh, yes. Let's see here. So I ain't gonna be too concerned about damaging these, getting them out. But there we go. We will probably redo those if we could get this switch to work right. So let's see if there's something fairly obvious. If there's not, then it looks like maybe, oh, who knows? Something in that circuit. Like I said, I've never taken one of those apart before. So, okay, and get this over here at the workbench and we can take a look at it. Okay, so we got our switch. You guys in there? Okay. We got off, on, start. It says circuit protector. On, push. Off, but I don't think that is popping back up like it should. So I wonder if that is keeping that from doing what it's supposed to. So let's see about getting her apart. Well, that's a big screw. Let's go with the vessel. A little bit of corrosion in there. That's the ground. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Oh boy. Can I get that just to slide down there? It's got a... Oh, actually that should pop right out. There we go. Let's put him back there so we can find him later. Well, there is a fuse. But look at all that corrosion in there. Well, that might be the problem right there and then. Because you get a power coming in. Let's see. This looks like it might all come out. Can we get to that fuse a little easier? Oh, there's an O-ring there. Okay. Well, the key. Why is there a bolt in that? Okay. Well, okay, that's the switch come out. And then Well, well, well. Let's see if we can... This stuff probably isn't really good on your hands, is it? Let's see if maybe this fuse is out of whack. So I got fuses. Well, geez. What a mess. There we go. Well, there's a bunch of corrosion in that too. But the fuse looks like it's pretty good. Takes a 5 amp fuse. Okay. But boy, oh boy. Do I got another... We need to really get this somewhat better apart, but... Can this come out? Okay. Get him out of the way. Man. God. What a mess. So, let's see here. Will this come out far enough to... But man, there's like corrosion everywhere in here. Probably that's part of the main problem. Okay, let's bend him back away. There we go. And then we can take this fuse box out. Okay, we're in. But where does that all go? Well, don't think. Now, is this a relay? Okay, the arrow's going away from that. Well, it looks like, let's see if I can just gently persuade that out of there. God, there is like enough corrosion in this. Yeah. Hell, that might even be part of the problem too. I think it's just all this corrosion that's stuck in here. Can we get that out without breaking anything? Because I don't know where to get any parts for this thing. Come on, nice and easy now. No, don't pull out of there like that. Unless it plugs in like that. That might be a possibility. Well, there could be part of the problem. I don't know if you guys can see that. But there is an awful lot of gunk on that. So we'll set him over here. Okay. Now, we got the fuse out of it. Let me grab a flashlight real quick. See if we can... Okay. Alrighty. Well, try and clean out as much of this as we can. Spade connector goes into that. Does that come out? How would you get that out? Oh, it looks like it does come apart. Yeah, she comes out. There we go. Okay, well, that's all the way in there. Can that come out? Yeah, I do not know. And then it slips and I stab myself with a screwdriver. Oh, I see. Okay. Because I'm trying to gingerly. Well, actually, let me grab these here. Pardon my reach. Because the one that's really super corroded is this one here. Yeah, we'll worry about him in a minute. I just want to make sure that I get this. So the arrow is away from that. So that one, so the white lead can come out. Maybe. Maybe, baby. See if I can get this little thing in there. Is that working its way out? I don't know. Doesn't feel like it. Not by much. I think that, well, it is kind of loose in there too. Well, isn't this an interesting turn of events? Don't want to damage anything too bad. There, I think I might have it. Or I might not. No, I just went in there. Did I come out a little further? Yeah, that's... Is that even moving in there? Wonder. I don't want to do that. Don't want to go in that way. Oh, maybe it did move a little bit. No, it doesn't look like it. I don't think that's going to work for me. Let's try something a little smaller. Well, it does not look like that is going to come out of there, which is fine. Alrighty. Let us just try to... Oh boy, what a mess. Now there's probably a few of you guys out there screaming, oh, it comes out like this, comes out like that. Well, this is my first time. So let's get a little, I got a little brush in here, probably. Maybe we can even use this here. Even though that fuse is good, there's some corrosion on that, so I can replace him. We'll get to that. This, on the other hand, I do not have anything for. Well, a little piece of sandpaper probably. I don't want to take too much material off. Let me see what I got. Oh wait, hold on. Ow, shit. Sorry, hit my head on the little flashlight that I got up here. Kind of stabbed me right in the forehead. I'll be right back. Okay, got a little piece of sandpaper. Yeah, that's a little cleaner. Let's see what we can do about this here. I know the corrosion probably I've gotten in there, I don't know. Alrighty. Try not to reintroduce any of this in there. God. So this probably was not the original, because the original was actually molded into by the steering wheel. So I don't know if I can get a thin little piece in there. Let's see here. I don't think. Let's try this. Oh, it looks a little cleaner in there. Okay, well, the other one doesn't look too bad. So that arrow was pointing away from this, so this gets plugged in just like that. Okay, let's go ahead and put No, it goes that way. Okay. All right, this. You know what? I might have a set of little files. Oh, wonder if this would work a little better. Get this in here. Is that going to be big enough? Well, what the heck is in that? Oh, that's the spade connector, so I gotta kind of go. Well, let's get something a little smaller. Something's. Oh, for the love of monkeys. All right. Oh, here we go again. Hold on, folks. So anyway, I was told that Sir Winston over here has just been laying there by the kitchen door, wanting out here too. So he's got some chew or whatever to play with, and he can be out here too. So back to the frustration at hand. Dang, I almost did that again with my head. I gotta do something better with that so that it ain't stabbing me in the head every time I get out of the chair. Okay. Alrighty. So, got some fuses. See if we can find a 5 in this thing here. I don't know, does anybody else's workbench look like mine? A disaster. Okay, let's see. Most common fuses. Standard and mini. Alright. Well, that's a 30. I know these are probably color coded. That's 25. 7.5. Hey, there's a 5. And that looks like the same monkey. So, out with him, just in case. Okay. Put a new fuse in. Now, granted, I don't know if this is going to actually make it any better or any worse. But, let's see here. Winston, now if you're going to be out here, you have to behave. That means you don't get to chirp and bark at people, okay? Why don't you just sit there and chew on your bone like a good little boy? Yeah. Okay, so this is back in, this is back in. This went through here. Right. Okay. Oh, you stinker. let's feed these through first. So fuse, he went through here and slid through there. Okay, he's in there. This one went in through here, and it slid through that like so. Let's see. Okay, cooperate with me, you stinker. There we are. Okay. Get him through there, maybe. Oh boy, aren't you being a stinker pot? I keep feeling I'm going to jab something right into my thumb. Okay, so there's that. Now, he came in through there. Okay. I wonder what caused that circuit to pop. I don't know. It's just kind of odd that would act that way. Unless it popped. Might have to get a new one of those. Well, we'll find out. I mean, there's no corrosion in there, so maybe something just... Yeah, let's get it back together again. We got the orientation right, I think. God, that stuff is everywhere. Oop. Well, that probably wasn't good on it. Let's get him put away. Let's get some of this out of the way. Sorry about hitting the camera. Make sure that there's on. That always worked. Okay, what do you say we plug this back into... Oh, we gotta get the cover, don't we? Okay. And see if any of our fiddling about in this little thing actually, ew, God, gee. Moisture and everything is in this thing, isn't it? Oh, by the way, George, I'm glad you enjoyed your little care package. We had some fun getting that together and finding the stuff that we found, and so I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, Melissa enjoys making those books. We do a lot of craft shows and craft fairs. So yeah, she gets a kick out of doing it. It's her therapy. It's kind of like this is mine. Alright, let's see if we can get this to slide back onto the thing a little bit. Well, boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, it sounds like somebody's getting a hold of his pigskin there. There we are. Come on, you little stinker pot. That's how it went, right? Yeah. Or no. Maybe? Does that need to go in a little further? Yeah. Well, what did I do wrong here? That is not cooperating very well. Does not want to go back down in there like that. It's the only way it goes in. Winston, quit your gruffing. Oh, that's why it was bent in so much. Okay. That explains that. So we can... That's why that tab was bent like that, to fit in there like so. Let's see if we can put our fuse back in there like it's supposed to slide. Alright, I think I got her now. There we are. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Got our screw. Okay, well, they're cleaned up, new fuse. See if that does anything. The only thing we didn't mess was with this, and I don't know if that pops out when it goes in, or if it's just not even to anything. Wonder if we could just put a jumper on that if we have to. All right, well, let's go ahead and get back to the little booger and see if we can hook it back up. You know, it's kind of funny how something so basically simple can keep a dog entertained for so long. Just chew. Yeah, your birthday's in a week. You'll be 2. Okay, back to the project at hand. Enough frivolity. People might think we're actually having a good time. Yeah. Okay. Now, ground's down there, so we'll worry about him in just a second. Power. Neighbor's dogs apologize. They're having a good time outside. Okay, this one was number 1. This one's number 1. Let's just see if maybe, just maybe, we're a little closer to where we were. Number 2. Solenoid solenoid. That might even need a little bit of a crimpy crimp. Let's see here. See if I can get him in there. And it's a bit much, but just a little bit. Okay, 3 to 3. Yeah, I mean, like I said, some of these are just not, well, that there looks like a, yeah, gee. Yeah, let's try not to mess around too much. If it works, then we'll just go ahead and I'll go through these off camera. Let me get the ground wire here. Okay. That was the other mounting bolt. Okay. So let's get him off of there. I just didn't want to lose him. So we'll just put him right there so we don't lose him. Yeah, I spent a couple hours trying to, it had standing water in it, some ice poop, no nests, but still just enough. Yeah, let's go this way with him. See, I need my 7/16 wrench. Yeah, I think we're going to be redoing all the connectors on this. I think I come up with a clean that nut up too. Yeah, there isn't much to that thread too. We'll come up with a new bolt, something that's a little longer. Now remember, I'm tightening it down. Don't touch the negative. All right. Well, let's see if any of that made a difference. If not, we're back to square one. We got the magic key. I got wheel blocks in case that. Let's see, set the choke. Let's just see if it cranks. On. Well, hot dog. She's alive. That is awesome. All right. Well, let's work on that battery terminal, and then we can figure out what I can do with the rest of it. Ha ha! Victory shall be mine. A little bit on the stinky side. That gas is probably seen a better day. I don't want to rev it up because if I do, then the centrifugal clutches go and Then I'll end up driving it into the workbench. Ask me how I know. Okay, let's see about putting at least a new terminal on that battery. So, hallelujah. Now, at least we don't have to worry about having to jump the solenoid. Here's the old solenoid here from the Briggs. It looks like it's like an old Ford solenoid. But yeah, as cruddy as it looks, it's working, but we're making progress. Okay, let's get those leads off of there, get some fresh cable on there maybe, and see about getting some new bolts. Yeah, so that circuit protector, I don't think that that's actually doing anything, unless for some reason it was to prevent backfeeding on something. I don't know. And there's plenty of material on that disc, but boy oh boy, getting those. It looks like I got about 1/8 of an inch of pad left on it. Let's see about getting this redone so that we don't have to worry about that very much. Do. I don't know, can you guys see okay? Oh yeah. Unless you guys want to get it really down and dirty. See if we can't move you a little bit better there. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think you probably had enough of looking over my shoulder. Now, yes, I could probably get a new battery cable, which might be prudent, but we're just trying to get this run and operate. This isn't going to be a full restoration. This is going to be we're going to beat the living tar out of this thing. Or at least give it the old college try. Okay. I mean, this tape, yeah, that's, these bolts are, ugh. Okay, do I got cutters big enough for that? Because we're just going to cut the ends off. Yeah, apparently those do. Oh yeah, nice and clean. Okay. This ground cable, geez Louise. I think this might have been. Okay, when all else fails, get bigger. Holy mother of pearl. Man, I might almost have to zap that off with a wheel. Well, shit. Pardon my language. There we are. Oh boy. That's some thick. That's almost like car battery grade. Is that even going to fit in the... Yeah, it might. Alright, let me get a knife and cut back some of that insulation. Garbage. Now, I think you can print these. Oh boy, guess what? I do not think I got one big enough for him. Might end up having to go to the parts store. What time is it? They might be closing. I know I got one for the power. Maybe I should have just left that one alone. Maybe that's the same situation that they came across. God, this is like stiff as shit. I'll get out. Of course, probably a new razor blade. Holy cow, that is like... Well, now I can understand how all that junk got down in the bottom of it. He's doing the same thing I was doing. Holy cow, look at that. That is like... I don't think that is factory. I think they just put a... Actually, I could probably swap it out. Did they just put a bolt in there? Or is there a nut? Yeah, there's a nut. Alright. Well, now that everything's going to be victorious, maybe I should have just left that well enough alone. Sure. But at least whatever we do is going to be better than what was on there, right? I mean, holy cow, who does that? mean, hell's bells. I don't have anything big enough for that. I wonder if I could just get as much of this in there as I can, solder the end of it, and then heat shrink it. And I think this is the biggest one I've got. And that's only half the size of this. Can I split that? Oh boy. Well, kind of ran myself into a corner there, didn't I? Yeah, it looks like going to the parts store later. Probably after work tomorrow. However, on that note, I don't want to sit there and solder it to it. God, that's even bigger than the bolt that goes in there. Well, can I fish that other lead out and clean it up? Nope. It's in the eternal abyss. Well, let's see what else I got over here in the old electrical drawer. Welcome to the electrical junk drawer. Let's see what we got in here. Fuses. I don't think I have anything big enough for that. I really don't. Well, that's ridiculously small. Yeah, looks like I might have to run to the parts store after work tomorrow. So we won't get to see that. But we can still do might just have to dig that out of the garbage. Let me see if I can find it. See what kind of crap setup they had there. Hold on. Okay, I did find it. So let's unwrap this tape and see what kind of hoodoo voodoo they did to get to make that big cable work. Nothing like gooey old electric. Oh God. Did they just tape it on there and call it good? Oh, sweet Jesus. That's what they did. Looks like they soldered what they could to it. Yeah. That's about the same size as that other one. So that's what they did. They got as much wire they could into that one and then soldered the rest of it around it. And that was what they were operating for ground. Well, I'm going to take this with me to the parts store and see if we can't get one a little smaller. Because it's only, yeah, there's no exciter wire that goes to it to charge the battery. So I don't think that there's a circulation of current. But God, I mean, look at that. Now, if that isn't some backyard butchery, that there is farming. Now, I ain't saying that the guy that I bought this from did this. Yeah, I mean, it's just breaking apart. But I bet you anything. Yeah, because you can see right here where it's been cut enough to where it's going in there, just to get that tab on there. So what I'll probably do, actually Walmart probably actually has a negative cable that's probably a lot smaller. So that would probably be what I do, is just replace that whole cable. Might as well. I mean, so far I haven't spent any money on it as far as having to buy parts. So that's kind of where I'm at. I guess we're at an impasse for the negative, and I could probably get that positive to work. And but we got the key switch to figure out and work and operate like it should. So that's a win. And she runs, and I'm happy with that. So with that, I think we're going to conclude today's episode of What Did I Get Myself Into? Because I think we found out. And see what the boys are doing. And pardon me. There's Winifred. Yeah, who's a good boy? Huh? Who's a good boy? Huh? Who's a good boy? Yeah. Winston's a good. Oh yeah. Say goodbye to everybody. Yeah, you're just a sweetie pie, aren't you? Yeah. A little high strung, but you're a herding breed and you're young. Yeah. Yeah. You're a chatterbox, that's for sure. And then there's the birthday boy, wagging his little nubbin. Wagging his little nubbin, huh? Yeah. Rolling around in the grass, I see. Huh? Is that a birthday tradition or something? Hmm? Yeah, Mama's going to have your hide. Bringing that stuff in the house. You know that? Okay. Alrighty. So, as always, everyone, thanks for stopping by. Glad we got that key switch system figured out. The bigger elephant in the room is going to be the hydraulic systems. I'll have to do some checking into that and get that battery squared away. And with that, as always, thanks for stopping by and keep on tinkering. Huh, buddy? Keep on tinkering. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I hear you too. You're over there chirping, ain't you? Yeah. You're over here chirping. Huh. Yeah, you're over here chirping. Huh. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, you're just so mistreated. Yeah. And you're so starved. Yeah. Don't look like you've eaten in 3 weeks. Huh.